Hello there, how are you? I'm fine, thanks to God. Now today I present to you in this video what is triggers, how we implement triggers in Microsoft SQL Server. Just as introduction, what is triggers mean? It is a special stored procedure that runs on a table or a view that an event is happened. That means when SQL queries are run to or try to modify or update on your table or view, this triggers event is fired. This triggers event is fired. So we have two types of stored triggers. The first one is after trigger effect, and the second one is instead of trigger effect. Just in this video, I show you how each types of triggers are implemented or fired in a table when SQL queries are executed. Please, before watching this video, like, share, subscribe my channel. Thank you. Just it's better to show or going for the demo part. I have an SQL Microsoft SQL Server management studio here. I open the database. I think this database is new. Still I have not run on triggers on the database, so I try to attach this file triggers query here. On the table there is a trigger option here top, but there is many trigger query or created triggers. So to create triggers, create new editor and say create create trigger trigger, then the name of the trigger that we try to create on the table. Here the first trigger type is after trig or trig after DML data language user account table on the user account table on user account. By the way, it is better to change which database is our working database. Use HIT database. HIT database to change working database. Yeah, completely changed our working database. So then the next one is how to create the trigger name on this user account table. Which DML operations takes place. Just we can limit here after insert comma update on the table, update comma and delete question or DML operations are takes place. If this takes place as begin which activities, select all from inserted. Inserted is a table in SQL triggers default table. Then print which message, print after trigger is executed. Then finally end. Just here go yeah, just I create here. This is a trigger to create a trigger. This is a query, but before executing this trigger, sorry, it is already created. Yeah, just I refresh this and see is it the trigger created or not. Yeah, it is already created. Good. To see the changes, right here, new query here. Use HIT database as you're working. It is already selected by default anyways. Select all from what? From user account table, and how many records are shared and what happened. See the message here. As you see it, 8 rows are affected or nothing is displayed here, but here select all from inserted. There is already an object named this in the database. Yeah, already one is created. So to see one by one, drop drop the trigger, drop trigger if exists the trigger name. That means this one. To see the changes, and execute this one. And also refresh this trigger table. Already removed trigger or drop. So select all from inserted. That means if data are inserted, select to show me. Select to show for us. Select all for show us, and create again what will or how it is created. Yeah, executed successfully, and refresh this one. And expand this addition side. This is a trigger, and then when come back to this and try to insert data to the table. Insert user account values. How many columns? So is the data type here. The first one is the user ID, then 31, comma, the first name, the second one, Maru, and then his sex is male, and finally his salary is 50,000. And this is how the triggers work. When I try to insert this, there is another message displayed here. As you see here, say insert, executed. Yeah, this is the message that one row is affected after triggers is executed. After the trigger is executed, one row record is affected or executed and added to the table. This is the trigger is fired when changes on the table, either deletion, updation, insertion queries or daemon queries are executed. This trigger is fired and displayed here this event. But now instead of insert, when I try to use the instead of trigger for our database, there is a change. There is no change on the table. When I try to delete, when I try to insert, when I try to update the table or the view, there is no change on the table. This is done using the instead of trigger. So to see this, just try to delete or drop the trigger. Yeah. And recreate another trigger name called the instead of trigger. The instead of trigger. This is the after trigger. Instead of trigger. Create another trigger called this one. After meaning instead of inserting data or instead of creating data or instead of deleting records, just this message is displayed or fired. So to see the changes, I try to create trigger called instead of here and refresh to see the trigger is already created or not. Expand. Yeah, the trigger is instead of trigger is already created here, and and this table, when I try to change this 21 user ID, manaye maru 12,000. So when I try to insert this record, when I try to first select this and see how many 9 records are there, already 9 records are there. But when I try to add another record, this user ID 21, the trigger controls inserting the data. So to see the changes, just execute this. Yeah, u21 user ID 21 is trying to insert the table, but the table is not changed. The previous record only is displayed when I try to select the table. Yeah, there is 9 record already, the previous record. This one u21 is not inserted here, as you see here. u21 is not inserted here. But when I try to drop this trigger, and when I try to execute this insert query, the 10th row is added on the table. See this one, as you see here, this is. But another way, create again the trigger, create the trigger, and try to delete user from delete user where his user ID or her user ID, her user where space UID equal to what? UID equal to U07 U100, for example, U101, U101. As you see here, this query is used to delete users record here or attribute values of here, or the first record of the table here. But see what will happen. Look here, I try to execute. Yeah. Sorry, one is it is better to change this. Deleted. The table is deleted, not inserted. Execute this and create the query or the trigger it and try to execute this one. There's some message displayed here, as you see here. When I see this message, 0 rows are affected instead of trigger is executed. Instead of trigger, executed. Not insert or not delete or not update. When we use the instead of trigger, there is no change on the table. There is no change on the table. Rather, the query is executed, but the table doesn't change. It is constant. Either delete, either update, or insert queries is not applied on the table. This is what instead of trigger is. And the first one, the insert trigger, you already see in the first demo that it looks like, or what it looks like. So this is all about trigger. This is all about trigger. To see the changes, to delete this user ID, it is necessary or mandatory to drop the trigger first. Drop the trigger, then come and delete this user. Yeah, delete the user and what happened? Delete the user. Some problem happened here. Use this one. Drop. Instead of okay. Okay. Change. Remove. that, try to delete the user. Why? When I try to select successful, can we get back here? User ID is equal to u101. No, u101. Yeah, underscore is necessary here. Yeah, one row is affected, and when I try to select this u0, yeah, this user is not exist on the record. So to update, for example, to update the query, you what, u04 04, sorry, this is the first one. Update able, or to update user set f name is equals to yamaruha where u id is equals to what, for female, text u05 is equals to u05. See what will happen. And close quotation. Wait, okay. Okay. And close the quotation. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Executed. Yeah, one row is already affected. See the changes. Yamaruha is changed to this one. Yamaruha is changed. User 05 is changed. But to protect changing this modification or updation of table is, you should start or fire your triggers or create the triggers here. Create your triggers here. And when I try to change this mare, where user ID is equals to 4, 04, there is no change. U04 means Almaz. Almaz never changed when I try to execute this query. Yeah, the query tries to change or update this Almaz by Mare, but the table is still not changed. Almaz is already exist. Almaz is already exist. So this is all about how triggers are implemented on SQL query management studio. This is all about triggers after and triggers instead of basically in practical. Thank you to watch my video. Please like, share, subscribe to reach more.